Good day, students at home. Welcome aboard the School on Air. Today we shall be concluding the series we started on political apathy. Don't forget, I taught you during the last class, that political apathy means showing indifference or not showing enthusiasm in the political activities of your state. I said the word apathy is taken from the Greek word apathes, meaning without feelings. And so today we shall be looking at reasons for political apathy. We have talked about the various forms of political apathy: not registering as a voter, even after registration; not voting, even after voting; not following up your vote. Once again, today we shall be looking at reasons for political apathy. The first and major reason is the type or system of government in place. You will agree with me that we cannot say that people are totally wrong for political apathy, for being involved in political apathy. Let us look at some reasons, even though they have their own. Let's look at the side of government, the type of or system of government in place. Number one, the military government that does not respect the rule of law. As a result of emergence of military government for years, gradually people developed apathy for political activities because the military government does not respect the rule of law. They rule by decree. They dictate what happens. People's opinion does not count. And so gradually people develop apathy towards them. They will promise one thing and give us another thing. They will promise heaven and earth, and they will give you hell. And so the type or system of government in place does not respect the rule of law. Two, even democratic government, the so-called democratic government, what do we have? What do they do? Don't they trample on the right of citizens? They do, despite the fact that they are democratically elected by the people. And so these are reasons for political apathy. The type of or system of government in place, the nature of government in place. The next one is unfulfilled electoral promises on the part of political office holders. If I promise my boy today that when I'm coming home, I will buy biscuit for you. On getting home, he will be expecting that biscuit, assuming there's no biscuit to give him. He will not complain. Tomorrow, the same thing. He won't complain. The next day, he won't complain. But gradually, he will develop mistrust. Even the day I bring home the biscuit, he won't expect it. He won't ask, because he's already expecting me to say another sorry, I didn't bring home biscuit. And so our people are fed up with electoral promises that are not fulfilled. Water for all, by the year so, there's no drop of water. Electricity for all, by the year so. No electricity. Even if possible, they may promise children for all. But what do we see? What are on ground to show they are already fulfilling their electoral promises? Immediately they win election, they withdraw to their shell. They begin to service their family members. They begin to service their pocket. They begin to service their overseas account. And they begin to service the political party that brought them there. And so unfulfilled electoral promises is one of the reasons for political apathy on the part of citizens. And so gradually citizens resigned to faith. Next time you call them out to register and vote, they won't come out. After all, if we come out to vote, they will win election and forget us. I'm talking about unfulfilled electoral promises. Number 3 and which is also very important, election rigging. Election rigging, which damages the trust and confidence of the electorate in the electoral process. People no longer have confidence, trust in the electoral process. Reason, they have been disappointed. They are already frustrated. They don't get what they desire. They will vote for candidate A and candidate right in front of them. Candidate B's name will be announced. They will nominate candidate A. On getting to Abuja, the list will change to candidate C. Election rigging. Candidate A, whom the people voted for, will score 11,000, and candidate B will score 2,500. Before you could say Jack Robinson, 2,500 will turn to 2.5 million, and 11,000 will change to 11 or 1,100. And people, what happens? The people suffer for it. Election rigging. It is very serious in this part of the world. Snatching ballot boxes, stuffing ballot boxes, and so on. People will lie down and vote under scorching sun, and someone in his house, one politician in his house, will have gotten about 6 or 7 ballot boxes. People will be stuffing the ballot boxes under the AC, and those who lined up under the sun will lose for it, and those who voted in the AC in that politician's room, their candidate will win the election. And so people resign to faith, the result of political apathy. Election rigging. It damages the trust and confidence that people have in the electoral process. As a matter of fact, people no longer have trust in the electoral authorities. The next one is the doctrines and beliefs of various religious adherents. I told you this under forms of political apathy. The various teachings of religious leaders about politics. They have so much indoctrinated their members. The doctrine is there that politics is not good, though. It is evil. It is demonic. As long as you participate in it, you are agents, you are destined for hell. And so if you don't want to make hell, don't participate. Don't take up political appointments. Don't vote. Don't register for election. In fact, our political leaders, they are demons sent from the pit of hell. That is a type of doctrines being dished out to adherents of various religious organizations. The next one is the use of political talks and hoodlums, which frightens and discourages credible and decent citizens from voting and standing for election. No one wants to die. One of the features of election day is violence. You see thugs, hoodlums carrying guns. You see them carrying dang guns, carrying cutlasses, daring people to move near, and so on. At times you see people being wounded on election day. And so decent people, credible voters, don't want to come out to exercise their franchise. Another reason is a wrong notion or belief that politics is a dirty and deadly game reserved for thugs and criminals. Even the elite, even the intelligentsia, even those who are well traveled, who are learned, they still see politics as a business meant for hooligans, meant for touts, meant for bus conductors, meant for the nuisance. And so you are a professional, you're a lawyer, you're a doctor, you're a professor, don't move near. Just stay in your home during election. As a matter of fact, don't take up political appointment. That is a type of lies being bandied around. And that is another reason for political apathy. Now we want to look at why leaders, even after being voted, even after being elected, even after people have queued up under the scorching sun and vote for them, why they still fail to protect the interest of their followers. After the confidence that the people have reposed in them, after the trust people have in them, Why do they fail to protect the interest of their leaders? Number one, it is because in this part of the world, we have been denied purposeful and visionary leaders. We have been very unfortunate to be having accidental leaders. Leaders who emerged as a result of political accident, as a result of accident in the history of politics. And so they see them, they got there on a platter of gold. They did not plan for the position. They have no agenda. They have nothing. They have no plan when they get there. They have nothing to offer the people. They just get there, they mark time. After 4 years, 3 years, whichever the case may be, they leave after siphoning public fund. There is no visionary leader, no purposeful leader. No leader that will sit down in his room and will think and ruminate and strategize on ways of moving the country forward. The political leaders in Nigeria. He said, one of the reasons why I am extraordinary, why I excelled among the politicians, is that while others are busy pursuing women's of easy virtues in hotels and brothels, he said, I and others of like minds, we are in the room ruminating, strategizing on how to move our country forward. Number two, wrong orientation. That politics is a quick means of getting rich rather than avenue to serve the people. That is the orientation of some of our leaders, our politicians. You want to get rich quick, the business you can venture into is politics. That is that's the nature they have. That's the belief they have. And they pursue it. And they get rich. And so they fail to protect the interest of their followers. They only protect their own interest. Number three, leaders, rather than fighting and protecting the interest of their people, they fight for their own interest as soon as they get there. Their priority should be fighting for the interest of the citizens. But immediately, they will promise that before they get there. But the moment they get there, they start protecting the interest of their pocket. They start protecting the interest of their children. They start protecting the interest of their family members. And they start protecting the interest of their foreign accounts when they get to power. Number four, they place party interest. We are talking about reasons why our political leaders fail to protect our interest. Number four, they place party interest and demand above citizens' interest. Immediately they get to power, they think about themselves, they think about the political party that brought them there. They think about their godfather. They think about the movers and shakers of their political parties rather than the interest of their followers. Money meant for physical development, for national development, are diverted to party development. They will siphon money meant for the country development to party development rather than spending the money for infrastructures, for social amenities. They start spending it for party followers, for party faithfuls, rather than buying things that will help citizens, that will empower them, rather than empowering citizens with the money, with the fund, rather than enhancing citizens' welfare and development. They begin to enhance party welfare. They begin to enhance party development. They begin to enhance the development and welfare of people that are hanging on them, on people that help them to snatch ballot boxes and so on. I said money meant for physical development are diverted to party development. We are talking about why leaders fail to protect the interest of their followers. Another issue is poverty. What is poverty? The state of lack, not being able to afford the basic necessities of life, which is food, clothing, and shelter. Unfortunately, citizens are still grappling with this problem. While some have as many as 20 cars in their garage, while some have as much as $2, $3, $4, $5 billion in their foreign account, we still have citizens who cannot afford a meal in a day. We still have citizens who don't have a motorcycle in their compound. It is as bad as that. And so, such citizens have the tendency to sell their birthright to politicians, to political leaders. How do they do this? Rather than voting for credible candidates who will protect their interests, who will fight for their welfare, who will spend every day looking for ways of improving the welfare of citizens, they will rather collect 200 naira that they will use to eat that day and vote for that candidate. They will rather collect a bowl of rice which they will cook just for 2 days, and they will suffer for the next 4 years. Don't blame them. It is poverty. At least that 200 naira solved the problem they have. At least that bowl of rice will take care of their family members that day. And so, rather than enjoying the dividends of democracy, they enjoy the dividends of 200 naira. They enjoy the dividends of a bowl of rice from politicians, from crook politicians, from politicians that are rogue. They know they have nothing to offer them. They know their CV is not up to what the country wants, but they will get there because of the 200 naira they give to poor citizens. Wonderful students at home, we've talked about reasons for political apathy. The type or system of government in place is one major reason for political apathy. Also, unfulfilled electoral promises on the part of political leaders. They will promise heaven and earth, they promise water, they promise everything, but at the end, what do we get? We get nothing for queuing up in the sun to vote for them. We also talk about why leaders fail to protect the interest of their followers. Chief of it is that they prefer to settle the problem, to solve the problem of their party, rather than solving the problem of citizens. Wonderful students at home, I hope I have passed one message or the other. Now, I want answers to the following questions on the address you are seeing on the screen. Number 1, advance 5 reasons for citizens' non-participation in the electoral process of their country. Number 2, why is it difficult for African leaders to protect the interest of citizens? Until we meet again, have a wonderful time.